This guy was dirty. Really, really dirty. Blowing off leaves. Happy fishies, that's the goal. Good morning, everyone. This is John with Universal Aquatics. Today, we are going to be doing an exploratory clean out on a pond that we have not surfaced before in Atlanta, Georgia. So what is an exploratory clean out? It's not too much different than a normal clean out, except for the fact that we have just not serviced it before. We have no idea how much debris is in here. We have no idea how long it's gonna take to clean. We're not familiar with the equipment, with the pump, with the filters, with the hoses, any of that. We don't know where a lot of the electrical is, things like that. So it's gonna take quite a bit more time than a normal clean out. But that being the case, it's also normally, there's a lot more accumulated debris in the bottom on the ledges of the pond. The filter's normally a lot dirtier than if we clean this thing out every year. Also, a difference with an exploratory clean out is we're going to be giving you guys a detailed service record of what we do. So it's very thorough. So we're speccing out the pumps and having it on paper. It's not only good for you guys, but it's good for us as well because we have it in our record. So if something breaks, something messes up, we don't have to come back out here to check it out. We just know what kind of pump you already have and say, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we can go ahead and get that taken care of for you. But we're just documenting every little detail that we have in the system, like I said, to make it easier for both of us guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get our equipment, get it set up, start with our checklist, and go through this cleaning process. But essentially what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be draining the water down, we're gonna be flushing out everything, taking out a lot of leaves and debris, cleaning the filters, making sure the lights are operational, cleaning the pumps out to make sure that the pumps have their normal operational flow, taking out the fishies, putting them in little containers to make sure that they're nice and happy for the pond cleaning in their temporary houses. But we're mainly gonna be getting at all that sludge in the bottom to get the pond nice and operational for the season. Now, we can do these things once or twice a year, and then it just depends. A lot of people call us out for monthly maintenance accounts, so we come out every month or every 2 weeks. Sometimes on commercial accounts, we actually come out every week. And we'll clean this thing. But the clean outs, especially the exploratories, are once to twice a year, just to get all that mucky muck out from the bottom. So let me show you what the pond looks like now, and then we'll show you ultimately what it will become. So here's what the pond currently looks like before we get started. So this is an Aquascape style system. It's got all Aquascape components on it for what we can tell for the most part here. But you can see the clarity of the water. And actually he said he didn't mind the clarity being like this, which is not typically what we do. We normally like to make it as clear as possible, but in order to protect the fish a little bit more from the blue heron, he likes this coloration, a more natural effect. But we got our waterfall filter running up there, and I'll have to walk around the other side because I'm walking in the glare, but basically you can see all the leaves and debris here. This is early spring. It's late February in Atlanta, but it's really warmed up. Next week's supposed to be 80, which is ridiculous. Well, you know what? Yesterday was 80. I think there was a record high of 81. So you can see the debris in here as well. There we go, that's a little better with the glare. So he said he's got a couple koi in here, but mainly just goldfish, but you can see all that on the bottom. Just didn't make its way over to the skimmer. So let's get the equipment out, get this guy drained, and get it clean for the season. Happy fishies, that's the goal, happy fishies. So I did forget one very important step when talking about pond cleanouts and preparation before we actually get going on unloading equipment, and that is coffee. We have to have coffee in order to sustain us for the cleanout. All right, back to work, let's get it, let's get it. We're draining this thing down. We got 2 pumps on it because it's a pretty big pond. It's a little bigger than what I was expecting. Got that going down, and we're gonna start doing some other stuff here. Blowing off leaves. the mismatched gloves. There you are. Sometimes gloves get holes in them. Just gotta make do. But they always go from the new guy if they're mismatched. No, you gotta earn your spot. Now that the pond is starting to drain down, you can really see all the leaves and debris that just accumulate down here. So there's quite a bit of waste that needs to come out. Expectations of pressure washing. This is the liner. This is never gonna get clean. Kinda, sorta, but not really. And this algae literally etches itself inside of the stone, so it's not gonna come off either. So we're gonna do our best to give this guy an overall uniform appearance after we're done pressure washing. This guy was dirty. Really, really dirty. All right, we are at that stage where we are starting to fill the pond again. Yeah! It took a long time to get to this point. 3:36. We've been here since 9, so it's been a while. There was 4 to 5 inches of sludge underneath these fish caves down here. Every single time I've seen people put plastic containers or clay pots and invert them, turn them upside down, it's just this big sediment trap, and sludge gets in there and just accumulates. Let me show you what it looks like now clean. So that's what we got. We were able to get some gravel that was on the bottom. We had some exposed liner up here. We went ahead and moved that up, flushed everything out. That is cleaned out. The skimmer box over here, the same thing. This is what it looks like when it's freshly cleaned. And I wanted to show you what it looked like now, because per the homeowner's request, he liked it a little bit dirtier. So we didn't dilute down the dirtier water that we took out. So we're gonna be putting that straight in. And then whenever this pond fills, it is going to dilute it down, because there is, I don't know, a couple thousand gallons of water in here. So it's gonna get clear anyway. So we've got about 400 gallons of not so clear water that we're gonna put in. Honestly, I don't think that anyone's ever asked us to do that ever. That's normally not something that we do, but it's not gonna hurt anything at all. And honestly, it's gonna dilute it down. The filters will clear it up anyway, especially with all that sludge going. So let's get the fish back in, get the filters cleaned up, the filter pads. We'll get them back in, and the homeowner is going to continue to fill up this pond for the duration of the fill. We're gonna put in some chlorine remover to take out the chlorine from the city water going back in. We're gonna fill out our little report card, do a service record, little form that we do with the exploratory cleanouts, and that's gonna be a wrap. If you guys need any kind of pond cleanouts like this in the metro Atlanta area, let us know. We build ponds, clean ponds, troubleshoot stuff, leak detection, algae problems, put aquatic plants in. Ponds, we put submersible pond lighting in ponds and waterfalls, which this one doesn't have pond lighting, but we do all that stuff in the metro Atlanta area. See you guys. Thanks for watching.